and welcome back to the Spotlight. As promised, we have a few of the Eastside Derby girls right here in studio, and I want to thank you guys first of all for coming out.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Not a problem. Now we're here with Adrian, and I know you don't like to be called Adrian around your Derby girl friends, but we'll get into more of that a little bit later. Now you're also the president of the Eastside Derby girls. Tell me a little bit about maybe how you decide to develop a Derby girl team.
Well, we wanted something that was run by the skaters, something where everybody had a voice in kind of what went on. We strive to be athletes. We want to be something where we're actually competitive against other teams. So that was where we went from there.
Okay. And how do you guys hold tryouts, or is it a sign up and then kind of to see who the better competitors are, or how does getting on joining the team work?
Joining the team is really easy. We take any level skater.
Okay.
We will even teach you how to skate, even just to basically skate.
Okay.
And then once you know how to skate, we teach you how to play derby. So anybody, any age level can come out. We have girls as young as 18. You have to be at least 18 to join.
Okay.
And then you can be any age.
All right.
All the way up to 99 if you wanted to come and skate.
That would be awesome to see. I would
Yeah,
definitely come out if I see 99-year-olds go.
Right?
Now, why don't you introduce us to your team here? Who do we got here with us today?
We have Jolene,
Okay.
and Beth, and Gabby.
Beth, Gabby, and Jolene. Well, thank you guys for coming out as well.
Thank you.
And if you want to tell me, what made you get into Derby Girl?
I was looking for something to do.
Okay.
I had bowled for a long time, 20 plus years, and it got expensive. My husband had lost his job, so it was something I couldn't afford to do anymore.
Okay.
But I still wanted to join like a girls' night. I wanted to have a night out and like an organized night out, not like let's meet maybe 3 weeks from Thursday. Like, no, I have practice. I gotta go.
Right.
Something I couldn't back out of, something I had to be committed to, and I wanted just like something that's just not to be bored and sit home. I wanted some exercise. Wanted to hang out. I was looking for like a camaraderie type, like a sisterhood kind of.
Very cool. And what about you? What was the reason you joined, or what made you even think about roller derby?
I actually watched a bout in the spring from another team, and I got the fever. Like, I just loved it. That's why I call it derby fever. I was just totally fascinated with it, and I didn't even realize that I had a league right in my hometown.
Okay.
And another girl on the team actually invited a friend of mine. So over the summer, she said, let's go to a practice. And we went to a practice and we watched. And then we went out and bought gear. And then the next practice, we were there geared up, ready to go.
That is awesome. And what about you? What gave you the fever?
Pretty much the same thing. I was bored and I really needed a hobby. So I always have been interested in derby since like watching the 70s ones, the really cheesy, bumping each other and, fist fights.
Right.
So I just like, I searched roller derby locally, and Eastside Derby girls were looking for some new talent, and I couldn't skate, but I was like, if they're willing to teach me, I'm willing to learn. And I went out and I just did it.
That's awesome. And I know that movie Whip It came out a couple of years back with Drew Barrymore, and it seems like ever since then, you really couldn't get rid of the roller derby kind of fever, I guess, even everywhere. I mean, roller derby kind of blew up after that movie, and this is really cool because it used to kind of be like an underground sport, and now it's kind of becoming more mainstream, and it seems like it's really cool. People are going out and doing it. What can you tell us about kind of the rules? Because I watched some of the footage that we had, and I'm going to be completely honest, I was, okay, they're skating, that girl got pushed over, what is going on? They tried to kind of give us the rules at first, but can you guys help us out here? What's going on?
Well, the basic idea is the team with the most points at the end wins. Okay?
Simple enough, okay.
So how do you score points, right? There is somebody who wears a panty on their head.
Okay.
And has a star on the side, and
Okay.
that's the jammer. One from each team. That's the point scorer.
Okay.
That person has to get through the group of the other girls, which are called blockers.
Okay.
And when they're all together, that's called the pack. They get through the blockers one time. When they come back the second time, for each set of hips they pass of the opposing team, they score a point.
Okay, okay. So do they tend to be high scoring? Are they bouts, right? Or are they
Right.
matches within a bout?
Thereabouts.
They are bouts. Okay. And then how many bouts until the match is over? Or am I completely off?
I get what you're saying.
guard
The whole thing is called a bout.
Okay.
Each individual grouping is called a jam.
A jam. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how many jams is it? How many jams you win, or is it just total points regardless?
Total points at the end of the time.
Okay, very cool. Now let's get into some of the, I guess, what makes roller derby. Let's talk about some of your nicknames. What is your nickname?
My
And how
nickname?
did you get your nickname?
My nickname's Motor City Kitty
Okay.
because I love Hello Kitty. And I grew up around Detroit.
Okay.
And my mom gave it to me. I was looking for derby names, and she was like, I think you could be Motor City Kitty. I was like, I think I can.
Okay, and what was yours?
I am Dot and I Out.
Okay.
It was quite a process. There's actually an international roster of Derby girl names.
Okay.
And you can't have any repeats. So if there's an active girl anywhere on the globe with that Derby girl name, you cannot have it. You have to pick another one.
Okay.
And these girls are very creative and very crafty with their Derby names. So sometimes you have to go through, and it's like constant Facebook votes. Do you like this one or this one? This one or this one? This one or this one? And they're like, can't have that. How about this one or this one? So Dot and I Out was probably my fourth choice, I think.
Okay.
But I wanted a name that was like a real name. But it's
Right.
important for me, especially to assume an alter ego, because I'm kind of hearts and happiness and puppies and rainbows. Like, let's
Okay.
hug it out. I'm not like a boom kind of girl. So it's important to have an alter ego. So when you walk in the door, like, I'm Dot and I Out, and I'm mean. I'll mess you
well
up.
done. And what about your nickname?
Mine is Gingerbitis,
Okay.
and I'm a dental assistant, so that's
Very
where
cool.
kind of where it came from. And another girl on our team, her name's Hustle. She kind of gave me my name. She said, "I think you should be Ginger," and it stuck.
Very cool.
So-
Very cool. And what was yours?
Mine's Coffee Cream Her, and
Her,
it's
okay.
pretty self-explanatory. I just really like coffee,
Simple
and it
enough.
just worked out.
And she likes to hit girls.
I like to hit girls
And you get to do both. Doing.
at the same time.
Can you drink coffee and hit girls at the same time during roller derby?
I
or-
tried.
Okay. And now I know it's a very physical sport. Actually, we're probably going to see some of the hits that we saw from that last event on the screen here. Have you guys really run into a lot of injuries while you're playing this? Kind of what's the worst roller derby injury you guys have come across? Whether yourself or you've seen somebody else.
Well, on our league, we did have a girl who spiral fractured both bones on her leg,
Okay.
right here in the middle of her shin.
Doesn't sound
One,
fun.
she got tripped up and somebody fell on top of her, and then the body pretty much broke that. So she's out for the season.
Okay. To say the least, I suppose.
I have another girl who tore her LCL here, just in a jump.
A jump. Okay.
Just did it to herself.
And have you guys had any personal injuries yourselves, or are you trying to stay out of the hospital while doing this?
Lots of random bumps and bruises.
Oh, yeah.
There's this beautiful thing called rink rash that a Derby
sound
girl
fun.
gets.
No.
So there's occasionally some of that from a fishnet, or
Yeah.
lots of skate wheel bruises randomly
can
pop
imagine.
up kind of all over.
A lot of tailbone.
Yeah.
Oh, falling on your
Falls.
behinds.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You think it's padded, it's not.
It's not.
It's really not.
Oh, I'm a fan of falling on mine. Last episode, they showed us ice skating, and that wasn't a very good time. But I know it's a little bit more in the league that you guys skate in. It's more than just kind of pushing around. And I know you guys do a lot for good cause and charity and stuff like that. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. We want to give back to local charities. I think that's really important, that we're not just having these fundraisers and doing these bouts and collecting money to stuff our pockets, that we want to give back to areas near us that really need help. So every single bout that we have a charity that we basically sponsor for that day, and we do a 50-50 raffle, and we always give our half of the 50-50 to them. And they come and they set up and they get their word out about their
Okay.
business as well. And like, for example, we had All About Animals out in October.
Very cool.
And so then, because that we're out, we named our bout Furry Fury. right, to match
Okay.
along with them.
Yeah,
and then
I
a
get
lot
it.
of us wore like animal print leggings and stuff like that.
Very cool.
And that was fun. And then we even had people who ended up going and having their pets neutered through them because they found out about them while they were
Exactly.
there. Oh, I was looking for a place to take my animal. Oh, this is great.
Yep, we
So-
are very familiar with All About Animals. We had a show last summer, which included All About Animals. We went and helped out and gave them a lot of press. It was really cool. And I know another one is Gleaners that you guys helped out, and that's very cool, keeping it local. Like you said, you know, the smaller charities where, you know, your dollar will go a little bit more, you know, instead of some of the nationally rated. Very cool. I mean, I understand that they can be a touchy subject, but I really I believe in keeping everything local, you know, not just statewide, not nationwide, not just statewide, but especially right here in your own city. I think that's the best thing that you could possibly do. Now, if we wanted any more information on the Eastside Derby Girls or how to become a Derby girl, where can we go?
EastsideDerbyGirls.net. It's our
Okay.
webpage. It's the most informative place to go. Lots of different things to click on. We also have a Facebook page, Eastside Derby Girls. You can look us up
Okay.
there, and Twitter and Tumblr as well.
Very cool. I want to thank you guys for coming out here. When's your next bout?
February 11th.
February 11th. So if you want any more information, check out any of those facets of information that you just gave us. And make sure you check these girls out. It sounds really cool. And speaking of really cool, we have a whole bunch more here on the Spotlight coming right up after the break. So stick around. We'll be right back. Coming up next, Becca gives us the word. Coming up later, a musical performance by Smudge Candy. Don't go anywhere. The Spotlight will be right back.